The Wall Street Journal is reporting that Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was listening in on the conversation that Donald Trump had with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on July 25th. That is the phone conversation that we now have a memo of, and has started an impeachment inquiry, a formal impeachment inquiry into Donald Trump. Now, according to the Wall Street Journal, Pompeo said last week that he hadn't yet read the whistleblower's complaint in its entirety, but said that to his knowledge, actions by State Department officials had been, quote, entirely appropriate and consistent with administration efforts to improve relations with Ukraine. In those comments during the United Nations General Assembly meeting, he didn't mention his own participation in the call, but said the complaint was filed by someone who had secondhand knowledge. Several days earlier, Pompeo said that he had opposed releasing the record of the Trump-Zelensky call.
Okay, so hey, a guy in the Trump administration that was not forthright. No, say it ain't so. I hear from Republicans that lying alone is enough for impeachment. Anyways, you can see now a little bit more clearly why Pompeo and Giuliani were busy throwing each other under the bus. Because Giuliani's going all over television going, it was the State Department. The State Department asked me to look into Ukraine. The State Department's like, I'm not saying anything, right? And Pompeo was like, I haven't even read the whistleblower thing. I don't know what they're talking about. Turns out Pompeo was on the call.
Yeah.
So who's guilty between Giuliani and Pompeo? Correct answer, both. Okay, they're both clearly involved in this. And Pompeo arguably could be in bigger trouble because he's supposed to be the Secretary of State for the United States of America and not supposed to be a personal political hatchet man for Donald Trump. That's his campaign team. That's a different thing. Giuliani at least can say, look, I'm not part of the government. I'm just Trump's attorney. So I'm trying to help him win the election, defend himself from the charges from the Mueller report, etc. Now him doing quasi-government business with it when he's not in the government is problematic. Well, I don't know if it's illegal, so that's an interesting question. But I think Pompeo is in bigger trouble. He's on the call. And guys, they know they're in trouble. Remember this is so important. The whistleblower explained, and it's been shown to be accurate now, that the calls that they thought were problematic, where they might have broken the law, they removed from the normal place that they would be in the filing system in the White House, and they moved it into a secret server where you keep top secret information, even though the calls did not have top secret information. So you do that when you're guilty and you'd like to cover something up and make sure no one else, even inside the White House, can see it. And Pompeo's on those calls, he knows what happened.
Yes, exactly. And by the way, three House committees have subpoenaed records and documents from Mike Pompeo pertaining to this impeachment inquiry, and he has until October 4th to produce them. The House is arguing that if he fails to turn over those documents by October 4th, it will be taken as evidence of obstruction of the House impeachment inquiry. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we've already seen a number of Trump officials or people tied to Trump ignoring subpoenas, not following through with what they're supposed to do when they've been subpoenaed by members of the House. But in this case, it seems like they're a little more serious and a little more aggressive.
And as a lot of people have been talking about, and I want to point out quickly here, when the Republicans were in charge, they said the only way to get to truth about Obama and his nefarious dealings with, I don't know, fill in the blank, right? None of which turned out to be true, was to go through the House. And you must follow subpoenas. Now, good news for the Republicans, they won that case. And so a judge ruled, yes, if Congress subpoenas an executive branch official, they must answer it. Oops. Now the same guy who asked for that subpoena earlier, Jim Jordan, when he was trying to investigate Obama, is on television going, the guy, nothing goes through the House. Don't worry about the House. Subpoenas, what name so? That's not important, they should just ignore all of them. Oops. I'm telling you, man, they should get the sergeant at arms ready. And if you don't comply with the subpoena or you don't testify as the law demands, there is a jail in Congress. There's literally a jail in the Capitol building. There's a reason why it's there. Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.